Hello everybody, it's Tim from Make Work Work Better. I started Make Work Work Better in October 2020, right in the middle of the pandemic. And the aim of the business, the mission of the business, was to change the way that organisations think about well-being. And I used an analogy, which is that if it's your job to lift heavy things, then on your first day, you get taught how to lift heavy things without hurting yourself. But that an equivalent doesn't really exist for things that could be psychologically damaging, things that might stress us psychologically. So mental health and physical health are treated very differently in the workplace. And over the months since I first launched the business, if you've heard me speak, if you've listened to a podcast I've been on, if you've seen me in networking, or frankly, if you've bumped into me in the street, you will have heard me parrot that line about lifting heavy things. It's the best analogy I can come up with to demonstrate the difference between the way that businesses think about physical health versus mental health. Anyway, turns out I'm not alone. Turns out there's a bunch of intelligent, influential people at an international level who've also been thinking about exactly the same thing in exactly the same way. And they pulled together ISO 45003, which is a health and safety. No, come back. It's not as boring as it sounds, honestly. It's a health and safety standard, yes, and believe me, nobody is more surprised that I'm getting excited about ISO health and safety standard. But it takes everything that I've talked about to so many people and turns it into a guide, a best practice for how to manage what they call psychosocial risk in your workplace. So that's risk to your mental well-being caused by the work that you do and the environment you're in and your interaction with other people. What it does is it puts the onus very much on the organisations to look after the psychological health of their employees and to ensure that the businesses are safe and will do no harm to their employees in the same way that they make sure that they have banisters and that machines have guards and that spillages are mopped up so people don't slip. I think it's a hugely exciting time coming back into the office to see how employers will react to this new standard and start to think about how the design of their work can be healthier. For my part, I'm going to do three things. One of those things is from now on, I'm going to make sure I'm thinking in terms of the ISO standard when we're doing work for clients. So thinking about how the work that we do can align with ISO 45003 or be part of a 45003 implementation. The second thing is we're offering a temperature check for businesses to give a sense of what's 45003 involve, to make it approachable and accessible and help businesses understand how their business could fit into the 45003 framework. And finally, I'm going to be breaking down some of the areas of psychosocial risk on some videos over the next couple of weeks, because it's not necessarily what you think it might be. So anyway, I'm really excited about this, and I'm really looking forward to sharing more about what I learn over the coming weeks and months.